Hey there, card folk. Speedrobo and Jacob here. We are doing a video that is a surprise to you and a surprise to us. Isn't that right, Jacob?
That's that's right. I do one video on my own, and I think I'm big enough stuff that I get to just take over everything and be everywhere. I'm the parasite on your channel.
Good. Well, I'm the parasite on my viewers' eyeballs every day, so this is nothing new to them. So this is the V-Daisho video. We are making this video right now, right here. It is releasing immediately because the second Jacob and I actually started digging into this game, we said we have to talk about this right now. There's no way we could leave this one on the table.
Put it
And
this way. Waifu Wars, which we also released a video on today, we we did all of our talking about it like a week beforehand.
yes,
That's not the case here.
that is not
This
the
game
case.
needs to be discussed right now.
Yep. And we're going to talk about it right now, and we're going to get started with their Twitter. Now, you might be wondering, why are you getting started with their Twitter? Well, it's because I'll actually show you the SEO search. So if you look up the SEO search on V-Daisho, you'll notice that all that comes up is their socials. Now, they've got multiple socials, which is good. They've got a Twitter, they've got an Instagram, they've got a Facebook, they've got a YouTube, and they've got a Threads for some reason. I mean, why not, right? But no official website. Now, you might be thinking, Speedrobo, that's a problem, right? Less so in V-Daisho's case, because V-Daisho, their whole shtick is that they are the small town Malaysian TCG.
They are so Malaysian. And that is the context you have to view this game from. Now, I don't know about you. I've never been to Malaysia,
That's right. I've never been
but
to Malaysia either.
but I know enough, bullet point facts that if I was given like a fourth grade quiz about Malaysia, I'd probably ace it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best I can offer. We're both stupid, ignorant Americans.
So true.
But if there's one thing we have become experts on, it's VTuber card games.
It absolutely.
And
I am willing to come out and say there is nobody on the planet that is more of an expert on the VTuber TCG industry and space than Speedrobo. Just flat out. I'm claiming that crown. Fight me in the comments. You will lose. I'm the guy. I'm the VTuber TCG guy, and this is the one we're talking about today. And one thing that's important to keep in mind with this being the Malaysian VTuber TCG, folks in Malaysia and Southeast Asia in general, the core of their internet access is cell phone based. Now, again, my friends over in Southeast Asia, if I am totally speaking out my ass, please correct me down below, but that is my understanding. So having their website presence be primarily social media based and smartphone based does make more sense, though it is a knock against V-Daisho that they don't have any form of a website.
WhatsApp is, the everything app.
Yep, it's how everything gets done. So I just wanted to explain while V-Daisho doesn't have a website, that's why I'm not going as hard on it as, say, some other games that are, Japan based or USA based that don't have a website or have a poor website. But if we view V-Daisho's Twitter as their website, um, I'm impressed. Let's put it that way. To get straight off the top, we're looking at their convention presence. And I want you to just look at this image and just soak it in. This is something that
Great.
I'd expect to see from a major company.
When we first saw this image, that was exactly what I said. I'm like, that looks like Bushiroad.
Yep.
Like to the point where I thought you had pulled up an image of like a Hololive booth.
Yes, exactly. This is on par with what I would expect to see from the Hololive TCG out there. It's very impressive. Now, granted, their second picture a lot less impressive, but it's during setup we can see their playmats. So far, so good. And just scrolling through the Twitter, here's something that I immediately saw that made me go, "Wow!" They have organized play.
and they're doing frequent tournaments and really getting people comfortable with the game
Yep.
in
This
a way
is
that most of the V card, I mean VCard, yes,
yeah,
but
yes.
most of the VTuber card games are not doing a very good job at.
Correct. The only one that immediately comes to mind that I think is nailing this is V Royale. It's the other one that
I
has
agree.
frequent community tournaments. I've played in them. They were great. They had VTuber tournaments where it was just invitation only for the VTubers that were like participating in the game, that sort of thing. And so it's great to see that V-Daisho is doing exactly the same thing. And you've got easy access to their Discord. Good.
You know, when the reason this came up at all is because you and I were discussing our previous video coverage on Waifu Wars.
Yes.
And we just to organize our thoughts on the VTuber card games, decided to do just for ourselves a little tier list of all of them.
Yep.
And we had placed everything else on the list, and we had not placed V-Daisho, and we're like, we don't really know anything about this.
Yeah.
As time for the grand reveal, can you summarize your opinions on V-Daisho in 5 words or less?
V-Daisho is doing everything I tell all of my clients to do.
That is more than 5 words, but I'll take it.
It's close enough, but that's it. If I wasn't Speedrobo, but I knew kind of like the Speedrobo consulting talking points, and somebody showed me V-Daisho and said Speedrobo consulted on this project, I'd say, yeah, that makes sense.
There are several points, and we'll get to some of them, like in just a moment, I'm sure, about their actual card design, where when we looked at things, we said, huh? What?
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as we thought about it more or learned more context, we're like, this is awesome.
Yes, and that's something that impressed me so much about V-Daisho, is that every time V-Daisho did something weird, I investigated further, found the answer, and it was a good answer. Now, I want to put this in comparison to the other VTuber TCGs that I've talked to. Every time I've asked them a question of why this weird thing in your game, I got an answer, but it was never like a good answer that wound up being a positive for the game. It was an answer of like, oh, we ran out of money. Oh, we saw our competition coming, so we panic launched. Oh, I just didn't think about it, or I didn't think it was necessary. And with the power of hindsight, yes, I would have done that or this. Or we're working with a manufacturer that decided to completely fleece us for all we're worth, right? Like, those were the answers I was getting from the other people I was talking to, which, like, yeah, it explains why their shit was fucked, but it didn't make it better. You know what I mean? Every answer I found for why V-Daisho was weird wound up making it better.
Like, one of the things we talked about was roster. And we're
Yes.
like, duh, we don't know any of these people, but they're not for us.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you or I know who they are.
Exactly. The whole point of V-Daisho, and they themselves have said this, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is for the Southeast Asian VTubers. This is for Malaysian VTubers to get a seat at the table, period, full stop, and they are not at all trying to be more than that, and that is a positive. They are a small company and a small team entering a new industry, and my top recommendation for anyone doing that is know your limits, know your market, and work within those limits and market, and V-Daisho is doing that with flying colors.
Can't think of a single way that their approach could be improved.
I can't do it. Now,
we got to talk about those cards, right?
We got to talk about the cards. Now, when I first saw these cards, I immediately went, huh? What? Wait, what is this? Is this even a game? Can I even play it? Is this tricking me? Is this tricking me like Booty and Beauties was lying to me in their Kickstarter? No, this is a game and you can play it. Here's what's going on here. This icon and this color is actually everything you need to know about the character. and the rest of the game is position based. This game is incredibly simple. It was meant to be. It was meant to be easy to learn. And the fact that they don't have bloated effect text is a positive. Why?
Easy. It's because not everyone speaks the same language.
Exactly. It's because they're in Southeast Asia. And not everybody speaks English. So they needed to design their game in a way that everybody could play just off of symbols and colors. Also, another thing that I love, that QR code takes you to the VTuber.
So good.
It's fucking sick.
One of the things I said when we were preparing for this recording was, I'm like, I love how the cards don't focus on card text. It's what the game Chrono Clash should have been.
Yes.
That's exactly what they were going for, but the execution was all wrong. This is not only a game that seems fun, but I looked at their YouTube videos for like 3 minutes while I was waiting on you to get ready to record, and I got how the game played. I could play a game of it.
Here's the thing that I want everybody to know at home. We're recording this live. I don't know how the game is played, and I'm fucking pumped for Jacob to teach me.
It's cool. It's really neat. That's the thing. You and I, before today, the only things we knew about V-Daisho were it exists and it's Malaysian.
Yep, that's it.
And within not even 15 minutes of you and I doing cursory research for our own private little tier list, we're like, we need to talk about this game because it's awesome.
Yes.
It's not just good. It's not just, dare I say it, the best VTuber card game.
Yep.
It is one of the games that I have looked at that immediately made me want to play it. Into perspective by getting a little meta. The past, I don't know, month or two of our lives have been dedicated to the VTuber card game scene.
Yes.
And every time we've looked into a new game, there have been problems, things that need to be fixed, or in some games, VCard case, a lot of problems, only problems, if you will.
Yes.
How refreshing is this?
You have no idea how nice it is to be able to sit down and know that I basically don't have anything bad to say about a TCG for the first time in so long. What am I gonna say? What do you want me to say? Oh, they don't have a website. Who gives a fuck that they don't have a website? They do everything through WhatsApp in Malaysia. Who gives a shit? That's okay, cool. I don't know any of the VTubers. I'm not supposed to, Fivehead. That's not a problem. That's a strength. That's the whole fucking point. That's great. And unlike some other TCGs, hi Waifu Wars, I know you're watching, they actually show me who's in the damn game. Good! Promote the people who back you.
Incredibly easy to learn and fun looking. Haven't played it yet. We'll report back on that later. The starter decks, we went over this. I went into the Discord server. I did some reconnaissance, and we figured out that the decks are roughly $10 each.
Yep, and this
USD.
And this is what they look like. That's the perfect price for this. It's a simple tuck box with shrink wrap, and you're selling it for $10 for a starter deck. Fuck yes, that's incredible. Good, you nailed it. You didn't just do the correct price. You did an amazing price.
These look awesome. They're incredible on every front. And from what I saw, they're doing a lot of pre-sales and whatnot through WhatsApp, and then most of their business right now, since it looks like they're starting small and building and building as their reputation locally grows. A lot of their business is being done at conventions. They are doing the legwork.
Good.
And that's so cool because you can tell these guys care about what they're making and they're passionate about the Malaysian VTuber scene.
Good. They care. And it's so you know how in my first video ever I sang the praises of Rift Runners because I could tell out of the games I was looking at it was the one that gave a shit. It was the one that cared. I get the exact same energy from V-Daisho. They care.
They do care. They care a lot, and they have a great message. And if I was Malaysian, a Malaysian VTuber fan, I wouldn't have to be convinced because I would already be in that Discord server. I would already be on that WhatsApp. I would have already been buying this as soon as I could.
Oh, me
In
too.
fact, I like that the Discord server is very active. They've got a lot of good stuff going on there. You know, I've been in many a dedicated like card game server, and this one's that, but also for their actual VTuber promotion as
Mhm.
well. But I like what I see. There's very positive news. There's constant updates and communication. All great signs.
That is fantastic to hear because communication is keen in this industry. And I actually have something that I kind of want to loop back and talk about. I want to talk about the name. So, V-Daisho, it's the same naming scheme as V-Card and V-Royale. But here's the kicker. I fucking love the name V-Daisho. It stands for VTuber Dimensional Showdown. That's baller. No notes. You nailed it. So the thing is that I think we're gonna scare some V-Daisho fans, maybe even the people that run V-Daisho when we post this video, and
Not the first time.
not the first time. We've filled a couple pants in thus far, but I hope genuinely that you guys are watching this, and you know how hard it is to get a positive video from Speedrobo about your VTuber TCG.
About any TCG.
About any TCG. I'm a harsh fucking critic, man. And I'm
Here's
here,
the thing.
and I'm just like, you fucking nailed it straight up.
I've mentioned it before. I am the owner of Tabletop Aces, a Discord server created specifically to help indie card and board game creators. My job is to have someone send me a project and give as accurate and good feedback and critique as I can, right? Because that information's invaluable, especially coming from someone who knows their stuff in this industry, right?
Yep.
I have not a single note of criticism.
Yep.
Not one. And, maybe we'll find one or two things that tick us off once we're really diving deep into this. But it's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at it. This is when somebody says VTuber collaboration TCG. This is it.
This isn't the gold standard. It's the platinum standard.
I could not agree harder.
If you're out there, you want to make your own VTuber TCG or TCG in general, but we're talking VTuber stuff.
Yeah.
Look to this as inspiration.
I
And
agree.
If you're one of the other guys in the industry, we've talked to nearly all of you at this point, except VCard. Weird how they won't talk to
Yeah,
us.
isn't that funny? How
Yeah,
VCard's the only English VTuber. This is facts. VCard is the only English VTuber that hasn't reached out to us.
Yep.
Interesting how that works
This
out,
game-
huh? Kind of shows they don't fucking give a shit, huh?
Yes. And I guarantee if we asked for help on their server right now, we'd get a response.
Yep. And V-Daisho?
They seem-
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they seem wonderful.
The other thing that, oh my god, it's like there's just so much that I want to share about V-Daisho that's good. But the thing that I'm gonna flick over and talk to you about is this tweet introducing V-Daisho that kind of goes over the gameplay a little bit. Like, as you can see, it's got the weird like lawn playmats that I talked about before. It's got everything that's just the class Trinity. So basically, what it looks like is essentially multiple layers of the Fire Emblem weapon triangles. Fucking cool ass concept. Good job. Now,
Yeah.
one thing that comes up is, why is their game board so weird and long? Why not have it horizontal? Why not be normal V-Daisho? What's your like graveyard and deck doing down at the bottom? Well, there's some pictures that I want to show that explain that. And again, this goes back to the whole Southeast Asia cell phone domination thing. These are screenshots of people playing V-Daisho with each other, and they're using their phones to record and stream. Phones are long!
Oh, smart.
They fucking thought about it. They used their brains and were like, okay, how can we make the best use out of the tools that we have? Here it is.
Every single part of this seems well thought out,
Yep.
well decided.
Yep.
Like, they did not do anything haphazardly. They knew their market, they knew what their players would expect, and they optimized towards it. The thing I've preached for literal years. You've preached for literal years.
We've both been screaming this from the heavens. Know your market.
It's so good.
Yeah, know your market, know your tools available to you, and fucking use them. Why? Speedrobo games, right? There's a great example. Speedrobo games, System Gate. Dinky-ass little no-name piece of shit piss card game. But I've been running it profitably for 5 years. Why? I know my market, I know my tools, I know my limitations, and I make it fucking work within those. Welcome to V-Daisho.
Only thing that makes me sad about this game is I want the cards right now.
I want to
buy some, and I don't think I can. I don't even have a WhatsApp. I want them.
That is exactly my one big criticism to V-Daisho. I think it's fucking awesome that they are like locked in on their market, but fuck, man, I want this game. I want it and I can't buy it. But here's the thing, Jacob, and here's the thing, the folks at V-Daisho, again, I really hope you're listening. If you want a partner to publish your game in the Western market, you know how to reach me. Now,
is the sauce.
This is the sauce. This is 10,000% pure sauce. I like this is, bro, looking at V-Daisho is like the first time I ate a real authentic big boy from a big boy restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
You are so Illinoisan, it hurts.
It's true though. It's true.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
I think what's real telling here is this gives me a good feeling that I've not felt with many other card game projects.
Now, I do have a question, because you're more on the inside than me. Because to be completely blunt, I am recording this before I've joined the Discord. I will be joining their Discord, but not right now. And do we have the deets on what company is behind this project?
It looks like their own production company. Slice of the Crew is the primary company brand.
Slice of
could be wrong there.
Slice of the Crew? I'm gonna try to I'm just not getting much on these guys. I'd love to learn more about them. I really would, because I do have a point of critique. And it's the same point of critique that I gave to what was my previous, favorite VTuber TCG that I've reviewed, Rift Runners. And that's that even though there's clearly so much passion, and they do have a good head on their shoulders, and they know a lot about what they're doing, and they're doing things right, it is of concern to me that they do not have any dedicated tabletop games experts behind the wheel. Do you know what I mean?
They seem to be knowing their stuff. I think they're doing a great job.
And I'm not saying they aren't. I just I always try to be as fair as I can in these videos, and I think that it is because I've put this knock against other VTuber TCGs. You don't have any industry experience. That is a concern. But I'm not seeing anything that makes me concerned yet at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, shout out to all the Malaysian fans out there. If you're Malaysian, hit us up, send us a message, say hello from Malaysia. I'd love to hear it.
Well, because guess what we're going to do? We're going to watch some fucking tutorial videos. And now for highlights of Speedrobo learning how to play V-Daisho. production quality matters a lot less than fucking having a tutorial video. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Dude, are you telling me that this is a position-based TCG that doesn't suck ass and dick?
Yes.
That's
That is a
impossible!
rarity amongst rarities.
No one's been able to do that before! Got it. Okay, so first player doesn't draw and doesn't summon, but they still attack. By the way, I just gotta say how fucking rock hard that makes me, because you know what I hate? You know what I hate in TCGs? That dick me around for being the first turn player, where it's just like, oh, yeah, you get a draw, but you can't fucking do anything. No! I want to play the fucking game! And this lets me play the game! Yeah! Okay, and then you go, got it, and then you just got it. Okay.
And
Okay.
just go.
And then you just fucking go. Well, I love it. That's fucking sick as hell.
Yeah.
That's good.
Now the opening.
Yeah, I think they should have just made one video. Honestly, the fact that it's split into multiple different videos is annoying. Please just make like one video. I feel like that's superior. But that's such a fucking dingleberry of a criticism, dude. This tutorial video is great. Oh.
It's so simple to learn, and just seems like one of those games I'd love to just pick up and
Now
play
as you can
between
see,
rounds
my
of other
army is
games.
finished.
Hey there, card folk. We're back after a little bit. I went and I watched all of the tutorial videos that Jacob watched, and we both have some. We now know how to play V-Daisho, and we both have some direct notes on the game. Jacob, why don't you get started?
It's amazing watching you learn the game in real time, because that entire process took what, maybe 10 minutes, and that was with us talking over it.
Yeah, 10 minutes tops.
That's crazy. I love that. I say, for me, like, the best thing about this game is it seems very fast-paced, and I've been really missing a good fast-paced game to play, like, at tournaments in between rounds of other games.
So I agree with that to an extent, but that's actually kind of one of my negatives, because I almost have like the opposite opinion of you. While I think the game is in general fast-paced, I actually think the part of the game where you're drawing through your deck, playing one card, killing one card, back and forth for like 20 turns, is actually a bit of faffing about. I think this game would be better if you, like, cut the deck size in half almost. Does that make sense?
Maybe. Yeah, I think we'd have to play it to
I'd
really...
I'd want to get more hands-on to know if that criticism is valid and warranted, but that's just my initial impression. But that was the only like negative initial impression I got. A couple notes from me is that the tutorial videos were incredible. Everything you needed. Granted, it was just like webcam recording stuff, but listen, when you're small, you got to do what you got to do, and you got to get a fucking tutorial video out. And I now confidently know how to play V-Daisho, and that's what matters. And the other thing is that the game looks incredibly fun, fast-paced, and simple. Honestly, if this game was pitched to me as like, hey, here's a simple one-off living card game, do you want to buy it? The answer would be, fuck yes!
And the fact that there's the VTuber angle on top, actually a huge plus, because they can keep releasing new VTubers in their roster.
Yep.
But they don't have to change anything gameplay-wise. The system is so simple that they're just, new flavors
Exactly.
of the same cards for the characters you want to represent in your deck.
And we've railed against the TCG business model so often. This gameplay core is the one time where I think that business model actually works, because it doesn't affect the gameplay at all. If I'm here just as a gameplay head, which I am, it doesn't matter what VTubers I have in my decks, so long as I have the correct balance of colors and icons. But for the people that want to collect the VTubers, it's fun to go out and do that. It's fun to chase after, the full set of the VTubers that you want. And you were just talking about adding more VTubers to the roster. Guess what? Every VTuber that's ever been added to this roster will always be meta viable and competitive because there's no card effects. You cannot power creep this game.
It's great.
It's so good.
So good. It's so good.
It is so unbelievably good. But there is one massive critique, one thing that V-Daisho undeniably, completely, and absolutely fucked up and dropped the ball on.
This is the monkey's paw of it.
There is no tabletop sim mod. Jacob and I want to play your game right now, and we can't.
I know a TTS mod for any game is not that hard, especially one this relatively simple.
Yeah, it would take 5 minutes.
So fix that, please.
Yeah, I wanna play your game. That's it.
You'd have a 10 out of 10 if you had it.
Yeah, frankly. I mean, it's just it like the thing that I really want to hammer home on this is Jacob and I we went into this. We started looking at V-Daisho expecting to tear it apart, expectations bottom of the barrel. We were looking for shit to rip into. We were looking for problems. We were looking to dunk on this game. Not possible. Can't do it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Can't do
Except for having a TTS
Except
mod.
for having a this is V-Daisho's equivalent of not having starter decks. No TTS mod. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, on that note, I've been Speedrobo, and that's been Jacob. And thank you so much for joining us for this very impromptu review and first impressions of V-Daisho. You guys impressed us. If you want to be another VTuber TCG that reaches out and has a chat with us, please do. Please do. I will be joining your Discord very shortly and sending you this video. So, stay tuned. Hey there, card folk. Editing Speedrobo coming in at the end to add some additional context. So I have been in contact with somebody who is connected to the Malaysian VTuber scene. This person is going to remain anonymous. But they had some thoughts on V-Daisho that provide a very interesting perspective, a very good perspective, and I wanted to share them. First off, they mentioned that they've actually gotten the cards in their hand, and the print quality is very low. Very, like, playing card-like, not really TCG-like, and I think that that's a very fair criticism. We'd definitely like to see the print quality be a lot better from V-Daisho moving forward, and it doesn't even look like they have any foil cards at all, so we would definitely like to see that get added. I think that that's a very fair point of criticism towards V-Daisho on the print quality. The other thing that they wanted to bring up and share is that they've had the same issues, knowing who the team was behind the project and the lack of transparency on that front. I agree completely. I think that's a big issue, and I'd like to hear more about the team making V-Daisho and from the V-Daisho team directly. And then their last point that they wanted to bring up, and I think that this is a very fair perspective, though one I don't directly share, and that's that V-Daisho has a very hometown, small town mentality, and how they put it is that going by the mentality of it's good for a local product sets people up for failure and can set people up for failure by thinking that their execution is just good enough for local and they aren't really striving for better, and it definitely hurts the quality of the execution in some instances. I think that's a very fair assessment, a fair criticism of V-Daisho, and a fair point to bring up. Overall, though, I haven't had any problems personally seeing their execution from what I've seen, but we'll see if V-Daisho does try to grow larger, right? And I think another way to look at it is sort of the way I look at it, of it definitely seems to me like V-Daisho isn't trying to expand out of being that local product, and they're happy simply being that local product, and at that point I think that's fine, to be honest. But I do absolutely see the point of view of V-Daisho lacks a growth mentality, lacks a strive to provide better because they're comfortable being simply a hometown, homegrown product. And I do frankly think that that is fair and a very reasonable and understandable viewpoint on V-Daisho. So with that said, it's now time to do some wrap up. I guess we do this every video, but this time I really do think that this is going to be the end for now. At the very least, I know I'll be taking a break. This past month and a half has been absolutely incredible. And I have so many people to thank. First and foremost, I really want to thank every single VTuber TCG and member of the VTuber community that reached out to me to talk to me. It really means a lot, and I really want to give a big thanks to Voidwave CEO and Merryweather Media for having direct and consistent communication. And very recently, thank you very much to the CEO of Waifu Wares for reaching out and talking to me as well. Your communication means a lot. And to the VTuber fans out there, I understand fully that I'm in a position I wasn't in 2 months ago. In many ways, just as these people making VTuber TCGs have stepped into my arena, in so many ways I've stepped into your arena, and it is a fair criticism and true to say that I am in many ways out of my depth here. But I genuinely thank you for all of the patience and kindness you have shown me on a personal level. And I want you to know that I am going to continue to be the VTuber TCG guy. I really strongly feel that I want to keep fighting to make sure that all of the fans that have chosen to put their faith and money into these projects get the products and the quality and the games that you guys deserve. And in some ways, that is now partially my responsibility to make happen, and I want to make that happen for you. At the very least, I'm definitely going to keep reporting on news in the VTuber TCG space. Just stay tuned to the posts section in my YouTube channel if you want to stay alerted of that. And so definitely subscribe, ring the bell. And this is by no means goodbye forever. It's just goodbye for now. I have many more videos in the works that I do want to make, where it will just be taking a break. So once again, I want to say thank you to Jacob for helping me out with this, Merryweather Media, Voidwave CEO and the entire Rift Runners team, the CEO of Waifu Wares, Oshi Push for reaching out to me, and everybody who has contacted me, left comments, and given me support during this grand adventure. I've been Speedrobo, and I will see you next time.